welcome back to part 2 of C# programming with databases. I am Maxwell Tapra, then speaking from Ciotek College of Technology. In this lecture, we're going to learn how to create our first Windows Form application, and also the tools we need in creating our Windows application. We'll be using Visual Studio basically from Microsoft. Visual Studio, that is the tool we use in developing our application. Okay, so without wasting my time, let's start Visual Studio. Let me open Visual Studio. Let's start Visual Studio. Okay. I'm using Visual Studio Enterprise 2015. We have the 2017, 2019, 2012, 2010, but I'm using the 2015 version. Good. Alright, so it just opened. Okay. So when you start your Visual Studio for the first time, you are going to see bunch of information on it and all that. Don't get confused, don't be freaking out and all that. It's easy, and then also clear over here. We have news. The news over here provides news from Microsoft, news from the tech community and all that to you. When you are connected to the internet, that's when you see the news section. Then also we have new on Microsoft platforms, new tools on Microsoft platforms, featured videos to help you to improve upon your knowledge in programming. And then up here too, you see your recent project you've worked on. And then yeah, that's it. So let's create our first WinForm application. How do we create our WinForm application? As a beginner, you've been asked to create an application to manage a shop, create an application to manage a school, create an application to manage a church, a management system, okay, a calculator. Okay, how do we go about these things? How do you develop an application as such? Okay, so to create or develop your app, after opening your Visual Studio, what you need to do is you click on new project. It's a project you are creating. Okay, so you click on new project, and then when you click on your new project, a dialog box will pop up for you. Okay, okay, so I have my dialog box pop up for me. Okay, so I have Visual C#, Visual Basic, Visual F#, Visual C++, SQL Server, and then the rest. Now we are working here with C#, so we'll click on Visual C#, and then we want to learn how to build Windows Form applications. It means our apps are designed to run on desktop applications, okay, run on laptops without internet and all that. It's not a web app, it's a desktop app. Okay, so we'll click on Windows Form application, this one. You click on this one, then here we have name, location, and solution name. The name over here is the name we want to give to your application. What name do you want to give to your project? Okay, so you specify the name over here. Since we are working with C# with databases, I'm making my application C# with database. That's the name of my application, C# with database. Then the location over here helps you specify where you want to keep or save your project to. Okay, you can click on browse. Then you click on browse, you specify where you want to save your project. Okay, all right, and then the solution name is automatically the project name. Okay, they meant to enter a project name over here. The solution name picks it and then it sets it here automatically for you. You can change it, but then we don't advise, I don't recommend that. Okay, so you just leave it as it is, then you click on OK. You click on OK for you to create your project for you. So you can see down here I have creating project C# with databases, so it's loading. Let's wait a while for it. Okay, all right, so okay, so as you can see, I have my first Windows Form application created. Okay, so as you can see, we have Form 1 here with the minimize, the maximize, and the close button here. Okay, all right. Whenever you create a Windows Form application for the first time, it automatically creates a form for you automatically. The moment the project is done creating, you see something like this for you. It's done automatically for you. You don't have to do anything for it. You just create your project, and then as soon as it's done building, you have your project or your Form 1 there already. Now we have Solution Explorer here. Now the Solution Explorer contains or holds all your project files. So now when I click on Solution Explorer over here, I'm going to see C# database, that's the name of our project, and then properties, references, app config, and then other things in here. Okay, so you can see we have Form 1 over here. This Form 1 is this form we are seeing over here. The system created that for us automatically. Okay, now in case you don't see or you don't find your Solution Explorer, you just click on View. Okay, then when you click on View, you scroll down to Solution Explorer, or you can use Ctrl-Alt-L, the shortcut Ctrl-Alt-L to insert your Solution Explorer. So now it's here. And then when you have the Solution Explorer here, you see all the files in your project C# with databases. Okay, all right, so without wasting my time, let's learn how to add controls onto our form. After creating your C# form, how do we add controls onto it? We want to build a simple login system where this system can be connected to a database, and then we take it from there. Something simple and easy. Okay, all right, so here what I'm going to do first is change the Form 1 over here to the name of the form I want. Now we are creating a login form. We are making the form a login form. So how do we change it? We'll right click on the form. Okay, then we have properties. So click on properties, and then we'll quickly come down here. We have test Form 1. We change Form 1 to login and we press enter. Okay, the moment to press enter, it changes here automatically for you. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some controls onto the form. So now when I click on toolbox over here, you realize we have buttons, checkboxes, a whole lot of tools are here. So as we move on, we'll be talking about some of them as we move along. Okay, so in case you don't see your toolbox, you click on view, you scroll down to toolbox, shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-X, and then you have your toolbox here for. Okay, so let me pin it here, then let me add a text box. Since login I'm designing, I'll click on text box, drag it onto the form like this, and then we'll click another one, put it here, and then we'll drag it that way. You can also do this after inserting your first text box. You hold the control key, then you drag down to insert your text box or duplicate the text box. Okay, so I have my text boxes here. The next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add a button. Okay, so I click on button, put button here. I'm going to make this button login. How do I change the text of the button? Right click on the button, we'll go straight to properties. Okay, then we have, scroll down, we have text. Okay, there are times these ones you see over here, they are being arranged alphabetically, but there are times you see them mixed. Okay, they are not arranged alphabetically, they are being arranged in groups. Now when they are being arranged in groups and you are not careful, yours might be up here where you have the appearance. Okay, so it's not being arranged alphabetically. Okay, but then when you click on this one, A to Z, the system is going to arrange all the properties over here for you alphabetically. So test will change from button 1 to login. Then let me close this thing a little bit, close this guy, move this one up here. Okay, then write something up here. So I want to write something up here. Okay, so look for a label. Okay, we'll click on it, drag it on the form, and then rename it or change the text to welcome. And you say enter your username and password to login. Enter your username and password to login. Okay, we'll have that one here. Then we'll have another label here. We'll rename this label to username. Okay, and then let me duplicate it. The same principle. You hold the control key, you click on the object you want to duplicate, you hold the control key, then you drag down. Okay, or drag to the position you want to insert it. Okay, so I have this one here. Rename username, this one to password. Okay, password. Good. So I have my username here, I have password there. Good. And now let's continue. Let me close this up a little bit. Okay, and voila, we are done creating our first WinForm application with a login form. Okay, with a login form. So here, as soon as someone enters his username and password and then click on it, when the information or the credential the user or the client enters here is being connected, or we have that in our database, the system will automatically take the person to the next form that we'll be creating soon, or else we have a message incorrect username or password. Okay, all right, so let's run our project and see how far it's been doing. Okay, so you click on this start over here, click on the start button over here. After doing this, you click on the start button, then the project starts building for you. So it's building up, project is building up for us. Okay, all right, so we have our project here. Well done, you've been able to create your first Windows Form application. You have our login form here. But did we notice something? The moment the project started, the form appeared on the upper left corner of our screen. No, that's not how it should be. It should rather appear at the center of the screen. And also over here, when I enter my username, let's say I have my username to be Maxwell, and then when I enter my password, you see the password too is visible. So how do we change the password to make it in an asterisk form or in a dot form? So that one to this, how it's going to be. To change that property, you click on password text box. Okay, you right click, properties, Then we have password character. Okay, so we change the password character to an asterisk, and it means that whatever the user enters in there will be in an asterisk format. And also we want the form to appear in the center of the screen and not on the upper left corner of our screen. So with that one too, we'll click on the form, main form up here, right click, or you just click on it, right click on it, you go to properties, and then we have start position. We change the start position from Windows default location to center screen. And then now when we start our project, the form is going to open right at the center of our screen for us. Another thing we have to also check over here is that we have username, password, but in here there's a cursor blinking here. The cursor should actually start from here, the username, where you have the username, and not here. And we are having this because we've not set up our tab index. When you talk of tab index helps whenever you are filling a form, then you want to move to the next form. You just click on the tab key on your keyboard. The cursor over here should automatically move to the next form or the next page for you. You shouldn't be moving your cursor up and down to enter something in a space. So to set that one to up, what we're gonna do now is we'll click on the first text box over here as username. You go to properties, or you just right click, properties, and then you search for tab index. Now since this one is our first tab index, the username box for username or field for username is our first tab index, you change the tab index from 0 to what? To 1. Then you press enter. Then password field, we set the tab index for password field to what? 2. We press enter. And then finally we set tab index for login button as 3. And then when I start my project, I click on start. Wow, we have our first admin. When I hit on tab, it moves to the second space automatically. Can enter my password, and then when I click on login, it should open for us automatically. Okay, all right. So guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 3, where we will learn how to connect to databases, how to accept username and password, and check if it's correct. If it's correct, we log into our dashboard. If it's not, we display an error message for the user. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 3. All right, bye bye.